Hi, we're the Redhead and the Preacher. I'm Linda and this is Bruce, and we're full-time RVers from Dallas, Texas, and we wanted to welcome our subscribers back for this video. And if this is your first time seeing us, we would appreciate it if you subscribe to our channel.
We began a trip this past May. A lot of you expressed some curiosity and some interest in what our expenses were for the trip, and also what the good parts and the bad parts were. So stay tuned. We're about to share and give you all the scoop. We began our trip in Dallas, Texas, and drove west through New Mexico, Arizona, and north through California and to the coast of Oregon, back through Utah, Colorado, before returning to Dallas. The mileage for the trip was 5,400 miles, but what we actually drove was 8,200 miles. We didn't let any grass grow under our feet once we hit a campground. We paid quite a bit for gasoline. In California, we had to pay $4.69 a gallon in one place, and that was the highest we paid. Oregon wasn't much better than that.
And we paid $2,255 for diesel gas. We stayed at a total of 21 different campgrounds during our 5-month trip. We like to stay a month at a time if we can in one location. You really get to see the area better, plus it's more cost effective that way. We stayed 2 months on the coast of Oregon, which was beautiful. We stayed there at the Cape Kiwanda and also at Seal Rock. And we stayed another month at Heber City in Utah. We didn't do any boondocking or anything like that. We stayed at the highest rated campgrounds that we could find in an area that we wanted to go to.
The month we stayed at Seal Rock was the most expensive. It was $1,240.
Very expensive.
So the total we spent on our 5-month trip for RV parks was $4,907. That may sound like a lot, but if you divide that up by each night, that comes out to only $32.70.
Good.
I think the Redhead did a pretty good job of scheduling
Yes,
our stops because we stayed in some nice parks. So the total for diesel gasoline and the RV parks comes to $7,162 for our trip. Now we're going to share the highlights and the lowlights, our favorites and our least favorites.
My favorite was Mountain Valley RV Resort in Heber City, Utah, which was like a 5-star hotel with all the facilities.
I agree with Linda. This resort was the nicest park we've ever stayed in on this trip or any other trip. The amenities were outstanding. If you haven't been there, watch our Heber City, Utah video, and I'm sure you'll want to make a visit there also. With fun things to do like this razor ride into the mountains. And the unique and beautiful Provo Falls is a favorite of everyone that gets into that area, and the beautiful mountains that surround the park.
Our next favorite was Uncompahgre River RV Park in Olathe, Colorado. It just had that homey feel where you felt very comfortable, and all the people are super friendly. And it's in a great area for sightseeing. In fact, we're going back again next summer because we liked it so well.
I really like Cape Kiwanda Campground in Pacific City, Oregon. It was just across the street from the beach in which I walked most mornings. I loved the area, and there were so many great places to hike. You can see these beautiful trails that go back through the forest and onto the beach. Oregon has great state parks and recreation areas and really has first-class facilities to show all of their beautiful sights.
My biggest disappointment was the Jackson Rancheria RV Park in Jackson, California. It is advertised as one of the best RV parks in the nation, and the amenities are fantastic. But there's really not much in the area besides the casino, and we don't gamble, so there wasn't much for us to do of interest. Plus, it is very expensive.
The campground that was the best surprise for me was Casa de Fruta in Hollister, California. I never really know where we are going or the sights we'll see. I'm just the chauffeur to the Redhead. She chooses everything, and it was a great surprise to me, like these beautiful roaming peacocks. The day trip that was so great was the trip to Monterey, one of our best day trips on our whole trip. The natural, beautiful scenic coastlines and the crashing waves just made it a mesmerizing moment to stand there and watch. And then on to Fisherman's Wharf. Hey, that's me in the picture. Our least favorite RV park was in Crescent City, California, Shoreline RV Park. It was a nice location just next to the beach, only separated by a berm. But honestly, we didn't feel safe there. It was a little scary at night. My bicycle that I'd had for 10 years was stolen there. Everybody go, aw, thank you.
They came back for his ladder too after that.
Now, we're going to share our favorite things with you.
My very favorite thing, I think, was the tide pools in Seal Rock, Oregon. It was right across the road from our campground. We could walk down to the ocean, and when the tide was out, we could see all of these beautiful shapes and sizes and colors, and it was just so much fun. And I could never take enough pictures of the beautiful tide pools. And we would walk across the rocks, and we were there a total of 1 month.
My favorite place of our 5-month trip was the Redwood Forest, and especially the JEDEDIAH Smith State Park just outside of Crescent City, California. We spent 3 hours wandering through these giant trees in this forest, with seeing incredible sights like this beautiful fern that covered the ground all the way through. And here I am standing next to one of these great huge stumps. One of the most exciting things we saw was whales off the coast of Oregon. We saw them in 4 different places. Unfortunately, they move fast, and the redhead had trouble getting a really good picture. This sticker a ranger gave to us when we saw a whale fluke in Depot Bay. This is a view right out of our trailer window. Sitting at our table, this is what we saw, and we watched whales from our trailer window. It was really very exciting for people from North Texas.
This is northern Utah, the thing I was most surprised with. We had been to all the national parks in southern Utah before, which are so beautiful, but are so rocky and arid. And northern Utah is just the opposite. Everything very green with beautiful tree-covered mountains up to 12,000 feet. Totally different than southern Utah. It was like a different state.
So just a little bit about the roads that we traveled. If you've done much towing or RVing at all, you know that road conditions and of course weather also determines a lot about your gas mileage and where you're able to go and where you're not able to go. We would just tell you that I-5 in California is not one of the choice highways that you want to drive up. A beautiful scenic road in Oregon along the coast is Highway 101. In fact, it's called the Pacific Coast Scenic Byway, but it is a difficult pull also. On the way home, I did something that people probably advised me against, and that was going across I-70 from west to east in Colorado. In Colorado, from west to east, and that was a very difficult pull, and not sure I would do that again. But overall, good roads, and I just want to say we met some many wonderful people. Everybody was kind to us, and when we needed help, it seemed like there was always somebody there ready to help us. Whether we were looking for something or needed some help repairing the RV, there was always somebody around. We had a great time. We were busy the whole time. We were exercising every day, out doing something. So much better, at least for us, right, dear?
Yes.
So much better for us than just sitting at home. Nothing wrong with that, but we had a wonderful 5 months, and we'd certainly recommend a trip like that to all of you.
Yes. Well, we wanted to show you a little bit of Dallas, since this is our hometown, and you can't come to Dallas without seeing longhorns and a cowboy chasing a longhorn. And you might be wondering where we're going to next. We're going to Florida, so we want you to come along with us when we do those videos also before we do our winter trip. And we got some great things lined up for that.
And so we want to encourage you again to subscribe. Once again, we're always grateful to hear from you. And if you saw things in our 5-month trip that you'd like to comment about or have questions about, we're always eager to hear
Yes.
from you. So we just want to encourage you to subscribe for these next videos, because I don't even know all the places the redhead has for us to go. So it's going to be a great time. You'll want to be sure and see these videos. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all, and remember, may God bless America.